The alien battlefield is silent after a brutal fight. Burning ships, broken weapons, dead warriors everywhere. A female alien commander, tall and feared, stands with her weapon raised. In front of her kneels a human warrior, covered in heavy black armor. He is the last survivor of his kind on this world. Everyone believes humans are weak, loud, and fragile. This human has killed dozens of elite alien fighters alone. The alien woman plans to execute him as a warning to all humans. The human does not beg. He does not speak. He slowly reaches for his helmet. The alien woman warns him to stop. Her soldiers aim their weapons. Any movement means death. The human removes his helmet. Then he begins unlocking the rest of his armor. The alien woman is confused and angry. Why would he make himself weaker? Under the armor his body is covered in scars, burned, clearly damaged far beyond alien limits. He is already dying. The armor was not making him strong. It was keeping him alive. Welcome to my channel Starlight Sci-Fi Stories. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. The battlefield was silent. Not the peaceful kind of silence. It was the heavy silence that comes after death has already spoken. Burned metal lay scattered across the ground. Broken weapons smoked softly in the dark red soil. The air smelled of fire, blood, and melted armor. Above, the alien sky glowed with distant stars, watching without care. Standing in the center of the destruction was Commander Valerin. She was tall even for her kind. Her armor was sleek and sharp, made from dark silver plates that reflected the burning wreckage around her. In her hands, she held a charged plasma spear, its blue edge humming with deadly energy. Around her, dozens of alien soldiers stood in a wide circle. All of them aimed their weapons at one figure. A human. He knelt in the dirt. His armor was massive, black and cracked, covered in deep marks from blades and blasts. One shoulder plate was shattered. Sparks fell slowly from a damaged joint. His helmet was lowered, hiding his face. He was the last one alive. The rest of the human forces were gone. Their ships were destroyed in orbit. Their bodies lay scattered across the field, broken and still. The war for this world was over. And the humans had lost. Valerin stepped forward, her boots crunching against broken metal. "Human," she said, her voice cold and sharp, "you are defeated." The human did not answer. "Your kind invaded a world that did not belong to you," she continued. "You fought against warriors far stronger than you." Still no response. Her grip tightened around her weapon. "You killed many of my soldiers," she said, "more than any human ever has." Slowly, she raised her spear and pointed it at his head. "This ends now." The alien soldiers behind her waited for the order. They were tense, ready. Humans were known to be loud, emotional creatures. Even at the end, they usually screamed or begged. But this one did neither. Instead, the human moved his hand. A sharp sound filled the air as dozens of weapons powered up instantly. "Do not move," Valerin commanded. The human froze for a moment. Then slowly, very slowly, he raised both hands where they could be seen. His movements were weak, shaking. Valerin narrowed her eyes. "What trick is this?" she asked. The human's hand moved toward the side of his helmet. Valerin felt a strange feeling in her chest. "Stop," she warned. He did not. With a soft mechanical hiss, the helmet seals unlocked. The alien soldiers murmured. This made no sense. Removing armor in front of enemies was suicide. The helmet came free. It fell into the dirt with a dull thud. For the first time, Valerin saw his face. He was pale, too pale. Blood ran slowly from a cut near his eye. One side of his face was burned badly. His lips were dry and cracked. His eyes were human eyes, dark, tired but still alert. He looked young. Too young to have caused so much death. Valerin felt something tighten inside her. Still, she did not lower her weapon. "You wish to look your death in the eyes?" she asked. The human swallowed. It was clear that even breathing was painful for him. "No," he said quietly. His voice was weak, rough. "I just don't want to die trapped inside it." Silence fell again. Valerin did not understand. "Explain," she demanded. Instead of answering, the human reached to his chest. Again weapons shifted, energy fields flared. Valerin raised one clawed hand slightly, stopping her soldiers. "Let him continue," she said. Her instincts told her something was wrong. The human pressed a control on his chest plate. A loud clunk echoed as the armor unlocked. Slowly, painfully, the front plates separated. The smell hit them first. Not blood. Burned flesh. Valerin's eyes widened. Under the armor, the human's body was wrapped in thick cables and metal braces. His skin was badly damaged. Deep scars crossed his chest and arms. Parts of his body were darkened and burned, as if fire had touched him again and again. This was not the body of a healthy warrior. This was the body of someone who should not be alive. The human let out a sharp breath as the armor released its hold on him. "It's loud when it shuts down," he said softly. "Didn't want you to think it was an attack." Valerin could not speak. She had seen wounded warriors before, many of them. But her people removed the wounded from battle. The weak were taken away. Those who could not fight were left behind. This human had stayed. Fought. Killed. While already broken. "Why?" she asked finally. Her voice was lower now. The human gave a small, tired smile. "Because if I didn't," he said, "you'd be standing on my homeworld next." The armor made another heavy sound as internal systems powered down. Warning lights flashed red. Valerin stepped closer without realizing it. "What is that armor?" she asked. "A weapon." The human shook his head slowly. "No," he said, "it's a cage." "A cage," she repeated. He nodded. "It holds me together," he said, "keeps my heart steady, feeds painkillers into my blood without it." He stopped speaking. His body shook. Valerin saw his legs tremble. Then he fell forward. Alien soldiers shouted, weapons shifted again. Valerin reacted without thinking. "Stand down," she ordered. Her voice echoed across the field. The soldiers hesitated, but obeyed. The human collapsed onto the ground, gasping. His armor lay open around him, silent now. Without its support, his body struggled to function. Valerin knelt in front of him. This was unheard of, a commander kneeling before an enemy. She placed 2 fingers near his neck, careful. She felt it. A weak heartbeat. Still fighting. "Why did you keep fighting?" she asked quietly. His eyes fluttered open. "Because we don't stop," he whispered. "We can't." His breathing became shallow. Valerin looked around the battlefield. At her dead soldiers. At the ruined land. At the lone human who had faced them all while dying. Her weapon felt heavy in her hands. Slowly, she lowered it. "Medical unit," she said sharply into her communicator. "Prepare a containment chamber." One of her officers stepped forward, shocked. "Commander," he said, "he is human." "I am aware," she replied. "He is dangerous." "Yes," she said softly, "but not in the way you think." She looked back down at the human. His eyes were closed now. Still breathing. Still alive. The armor beside him gave one final sound. And went completely dark. The medical chamber was quiet. Soft blue lights filled the room. Machines hummed in slow, steady rhythms. Clear energy fields formed a sealed space around the bed in the center. On that bed lay the human. He was no longer wearing his armor. What remained of it rested against the far wall, dark and silent. Without its power, it looked less like a weapon and more like a broken shell. The human's body was still. Thin tubes and cables connected him to alien machines. His chest rose and fell slowly, each breath a struggle. Commander Valerin stood behind the containment field. She had not left. Her soldiers waited outside the chamber, confused and uneasy. None of them spoke. None of them understood why their commander had spared the enemy. Valerin watched the human carefully. Her people believed humans were weak. Small bones, soft skin, short lives. But the machines told a different story. The medical display showed damage levels far beyond survival limits. Internal injuries, crushed organs, nervous system trauma, burns layered over older burns. This human had not entered the battle wounded. He had entered the battle already broken. One of the medics stepped closer. "Commander," the medic said carefully, "his body should have failed long ago." Valerin did not turn. "How is he alive?" she asked. The medic hesitated. "We believe his armor was acting as a full support system," the medic said, replacing damaged functions, forcing his body to continue. "Forcing?" Valerin repeated. "Yes," the medic replied. "The armor did not protect him, it demanded survival." Valerin felt a strange tightness in her chest. Her people used armor to enhance strength, to become faster, deadlier. Humans used armor to stay alive. The human's eyes moved. Slowly they opened. Valerin stepped forward. The containment field shimmered as she approached. The human looked around, confused at first. His breathing became fast. "Easy," Valerin said calmly. "You are not in danger." His eyes locked onto hers. For a long moment, neither spoke. "You should be dead," he said quietly. "So I am told," she replied. He let out a weak breath that almost sounded like a laugh. "Guess I lost again." "You are alive," Valerin said. "That is not a loss." He closed his eyes briefly. "For us," he said, "alive is just unfinished." She did not understand. "Why continue?" she asked. "Your war is over." His eyes opened again. "No," he said, "this fight is." She tilted her head slightly. "There is a difference." "Yes," he answered. "Humans don't fight wars to win battles. We fight so the next battle doesn't happen." Valerin considered his words. Her people fought for dominance, for territory, for strength. Humans fought for something else. "Why come here?" she asked. "Why risk extinction?" The human stared at the ceiling. "Because you were moving toward our space," he said. Slowly, quietly, we noticed. Valerin's jaw tightened. "So you attacked first?" "Yes," he said without shame. "Because if we waited, billions would die." Her people valued logic, efficiency. This was illogical. And yet effective. "You fought knowing you would lose," she said. He nodded once. "We just needed time." "Time for what?" she asked. "For others to prepare." The words hung heavy in the air. Valerin stepped back slightly. "How many humans are there?" she asked. He smiled faintly. "Enough." She studied his face. Despite the pain, despite the damage, there was no fear. Only calm acceptance. "You do not fear death," she said. He shook his head. "No," he replied. "We fear failing the people behind us." Silence filled the chamber again. Valerin turned away and looked at the armor resting against the wall. "That armor," she said, "how many times has it saved you?" He followed her gaze. "Too many," he said. "It's been replaced 3 times." "And you?" she asked. He paused. "Never fully," he admitted. She turned back to him. Your species is inefficient, she said. He smiled slightly. Yes, he replied, we hear that a lot. Valerin dismissed the medics. Once they were alone, she lowered the containment field slightly, not fully, enough to show trust. Her people would not approve. But this moment was not for them. What happens now? She asked. The human looked at her. That depends on you, he said. Explain. You can kill me, he said calmly, or you can let me go. And if I let you go? She asked. He met her eyes. Then maybe, he said, this ends here. Valerin searched his face for lies. She found none. Instead, she found something dangerous. Hope. Her communicator activated suddenly. Commander, a voice said urgently, long-range sensors are lighting up. Valerin did not move. Human ships? She asked. No, the officer replied. Multiple species, observers, they saw the battle. Valerin closed her eyes slowly. The galaxy was watching now. She looked back at the human. You have changed things, she said. He gave a tired nod. That was the idea. Valerin made her decision. Prepare a transport, she ordered. He will be returned to human space. The officer hesitated. Commander, that is an order. The human stared at her. You're letting me go, he said. Yes, she replied. Why? He asked. She considered her answer. Because, she said slowly, killing you would create a war my people cannot survive. He smiled, genuine this time. Smart, he said. The transport chamber was quiet. The human lay secured, stabilized by alien systems. His armor had been repaired just enough to keep him alive during travel. Valerin stood at the entrance. You will be seen as a threat, she said. We already are, he replied. She nodded. Tell your leaders this, she said. We do not wish for total war. He looked at her seriously. Then don't test us, he said, because next time we won't come alone. The transport field activated. Light surrounded him. Before he vanished, Valerin spoke one last time. Human, she said. Yes, he replied. What do your people call warriors like you? He thought for a moment. Then he answered. Survivors. The light vanished. The chamber fell silent. Valerin stood alone. Later in the command hall, she faced her superiors through a massive holographic display. They demanded explanations. She gave them truth. Humans do not fight to conquer, she said. They fight to endure. One leader laughed. They are weak. Valerin's eyes hardened. No, she said, they are patient. She paused. Do not fight humans when they are strong, she continued. Fight them when they are weak. The leaders leaned forward. And if they stand back up, one asked. Valerin lowered her head slightly. Then pray, she said, that they choose mercy. The hall fell silent. Far away, a human ship crossed into friendly space. Inside, the survivor slept. Broken. Alive. And the galaxy had learned a lesson it would never forget. End